Hi YouTube family, welcome into another installment of Let's Build a Perfect Makeup Kit, and this is the baseline. And what that means when I say the baseline, it is the things that you need to have before you actually even start with foundation or concealer or your eyes or anything like that. These are the things that I feel like are really important to have in your makeup kit so that your makeup lasts longer, it goes further, it looks prettier, and it's just those things that are a little bit of the tricks of the trade that we do in order to help our makeup look like it's been professionally done, and it is so easy if you have certain products. So I'm going to get right into this. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe before we go on any further and hit that little bell icon. I would love to have you subscribe. If you're new here and you are actually looking to build a kit, you will get to see several more videos in this series because I'm going to be doing all kinds of different things in order to help you build a kit that you can really go to as you're watching YouTubers and you'll go, oh, I have that already. So let's get into this so that you can see what I'm talking about. Now, when we're talking about base, we're talking about the things that help your makeup in other ways. First thing I'm going to talk to you about is a really good foundation primer. Now, my primer needs are this. I need a primer that is going to lock my moisturizer in for the day because I do have dry skin. I need a primer that's going to fill in my pores and some of my fine lines and wrinkles, and I need a primer that's going to help my foundation stay. So I have two foundation primers to show you today. This one is from Makeup Revolution, and it is called the Pro Base Blur Primer Illuminating Base. So this one is from Catrice. It is called the Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner. And it says for invisible pores and lines, and it says pore killer or kills pores. And basically the reason that it makes those claims is it is a little bit stronger of a silicone. And when I say that it's a little bit stronger of a silicone, you can see that it is in the pot form, and I put my hand in there and there it is right there, but it doesn't transfer onto your skin like that. As you can see right here, it doesn't leave a white cast at all. There's nothing there, but it really does a great job at filling in those pores. And what I do is when I get to where my pores are the biggest, which is right here on my cheeks, my nose, my forehead, my chin, I will actually just use a pressing motion as I'm putting that on, and you know, even all over the rest of my face. And the other one that I like, and I like this more in the summer, is the Makeup Revolution one. This is quite a thinner product. It has the same dimethicone in it, the same properties as the Catrice one does, but it's just a little bit thinner. And during the summer, I find that I like something to be a little bit thinner. And again, if you want those pores to go away, just press it in. After you've rubbed it across your face, then go across and just press it into the spots that you really feel like you need extra in. Okay, the next thing is a really good eyeshadow primer, and the reason for this one is because this is going to grip onto your eyeshadow and it's going to make your eyeshadow last all day long. This one from Wet n Wild I really do like. It is the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I really do love how this one just really makes my eyeshadow cling. Now, I am not one that goes across and goes ahead and puts powder on top of the eyeshadow because I feel like that really doesn't do that much. You're taking away a lot of the grip that your eyeshadow primer has. I will actually mix this one with a paint pot that I have from MAC and Painterly. I like this because it blurs out the color. So you're starting out with a fresh, even color across your lid, and then this one is obviously the one that makes it grip. So yeah, I don't use a lot of either one of these. If you can't afford a MAC paint pot, NYX has a fantastic eyeshadow base too. They have a white one and then they have a flesh toned one. Either one of those is great, but these two together I just find that really help my eye makeup to be there all day and to have more vibrancy. Okay, so another thing that I really want to talk to you about is your foundation. We all have foundations that we like, but sometimes there's foundations that don't really work for us through the whole year. And when I say that, I mean, you know, sometimes the foundation will be too heavy, it'll be too light, it'll be too dark, it'll be too bright, anything like that. Sound like a Dr. Seuss thing going on there. So what I did is I picked up from LA Girls. This is a Pro Coverage foundation, but this one is in white. So if I have any foundations that are too dark for me as I get super pale during the winter, I lighten them up with that. And this is from Temp 2, and this is some, actually this was bronzer drops that you put into their machine. I got this in a glossy box quite a while ago, but I don't use it as that. I actually use it just to darken up my foundations that I bought in the winter, and it works so good. So I suggested to you that you get some sort of a mix in for your foundations. This is a great way to make your foundations go further, so you're not having to go out and buy a huge amount of foundations. You could even get a very dark one of this LA Girl. I think these are like $6, $7, something like that. So if you got a really dark one of these and you got a really light one of these, then you would be able to have, you know, the perfect tone all the way through, and you just mix them on the back of your hand until you come up with a color that looks really good for you. So I suggest that you do that as well. And something else I want to talk to you about is Max Fix Plus. Now you may think of this as a finishing spray, but it really is not. Anything that is a finishing spray has a lot of alcohol in it, and Max Fix Plus was not meant for that. And actually on the bottle it is actually called Prep and Prime, so it's not necessarily to set your makeup, although a lot of people do appreciate it for that. I don't use it for that. I use it to spray on my brushes, to dip my shadows in, to make my shadows look more vibrant. I use it if I want a really wet looking highlight across there. I'll use it right before my foundation. I use it to spray on the end of my beauty blender or my brushes before I put my foundation on. I will just go ahead and I will spray it on there in order to wet that a little bit, and it has a tendency to make my foundation lock in a little bit better. So I love that about it. It also has a tendency to help it glide across your skin a little bit better, so that you can put thin layers of your foundation on instead of a bunch of thick layers of it, and it works out so much prettier on your skin. So that is one that I would suggest. Hard Candy also has a primer that works really good for that as well, and I use this for so many of those kinds of things. Okay, last product I want to highly recommend that you get, and this is from NYX. This is the Multitasker mixing medium, and it's a kind of a thick little stuff on there, and it's going to be hard to see. A teeny tiny drop goes a long way. So what I use this for is I take one of my pencil smudging brushes, and then I will dip it into the eyeshadow, possibly the eyeshadow that I've used for the day on the top, and I will swirl it into there, and then I'll go ahead and I will smudge that across. Or you can even make a pretty darn fine line too if you have a fine brush to work with. And it stays, it grabs, it makes any of your shadows into any sort of a eyeliner that you want. It will help your eyeshadows pop more, like the Fix Plus. If you want to use it, you know, to lay down a metallic on your eyes, anything like that. I use that all the time for that, and it just works so pretty. If you want to have a cream blush in the winter when it is so dry, you can just take this with a little bit of the dry powder brushes, mix that across your fingers, and then mix it in with this, and then pat it across your cheeks and blend it out. Works so good. And then you can also customize your own liquid lip. And I have this on today, so I will show you guys what I did with that. So a little bit of the mixing medium on my hand, and then I went in with this flat paddle brush, and I went into this color in this palette right here from Jouer. It's called Springtime in Paris, and I went into this color right here. And I picked that color up, and then I mixed it with the mixing medium, and I made a liquid lipstick for my lips, which I topped a little bit with just a little bit of other light color highlighter, and then bam, I had a custom lipstick that matched my eye look because I used this palette on my eyes today too. So it's really an awesome, awesome product, and I highly recommend that you go ahead and get that. So that's it for my bases, or my basics that go underneath all of your makeup, or that help your makeup to work better, or that give you the opportunity to use different things in your makeup that you normally wouldn't get to use on different parts of your face, like a liquid lipstick or a customized eyeliner. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you do, and you are enjoying me showing you a little bit of the tricks of the trade and how we're building a customized makeup kit, please give it a thumbs up. Don't leave before you subscribe. I think that's everything. You guys have an amazing, wonderful day, and I will see you in my very, very next video. Bye, guys.